2 minutes in, and this is how it started. Right, we've made it through the first knockout round, but now this is a completely different level. We've got Monaco, one of the toughest teams that we've faced so far, and this is where we find out whether we belong here. So let's see how this one plays out. Before we get into Monaco though, we've got a few games to go through first, and starting today with a game against Hearts. This was the only chance of the first half as Chesnikov goes down the right-hand side, plays into the middle, and Shankland has his shot saved. Like I say, nothing else happened in that first half. We did see a few more chances in the second half though, as a counter-attack for Hearts, Kaiseridis goes all the way from the halfway line before shooting over, and then we finally see an attempt for Aberdeen, with Bilalovic deciding to cut inside, go past his man, but unfortunately his shot saved and sent for a corner. And then 89th minute, Amaro nearly gets us the win, but his shot is also saved and sent for a corner, and the game finished 0-0. So not too much of an exciting one, but to add to that misery as well of a 0-0 draw, we've also picked up an injury where Brandon Williams is going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. So not great timing with the knockout rounds coming up. Netherlands needing a rest as well, but he's just going to have to soldier through at this point. And this is one that we're going to keep an eye on for later. Ryan Suke-Sato. I think that sounds about right, but he looks like he could be really good. He's coming through as a top target suggestion, and he's looking like, yeah, great first touch. Some really nice stats on there, and we'll see. We'll see if we can maybe make something happen with that further down the line. Next up, we had Falkirk at home. And this was a much better game for us as we go 1-0 up inside 3 minutes. Hassam Ua getting onto a header and then picking up on a mistake here, going straight through and scoring his second goal of the game. Going at half-time, 2 goals to the good, and it gets even better in the second half as Redondo's header is saved by the keeper, pushed back out to Alexander Jensen, and he scores a goal. And then a chance for Ua to wrap up his hat-trick. Not taken though, after I was saying in the last episode how he's been so clinical from penalties. Not so today, and he misses that chance. And game finishes 3-0. He did, however, get a bonus for 10 goals and assists combined this season. So, I mean, considering we've only had him for a little bit of time, it's pretty good going. Now, the big one. Round of 16, first leg against Monaco. They've got some pretty good players, and we didn't really do much in the first half. Vanderson, however, looking like he could create something down the right-hand side, falls over. We switch the ball out to the right with Milne, whose pass is intercepted by Akliuc, who goes down the left, turns back, plays it into Enrique, whose cross goes straight through to Balogun and puts Monaco up 1-0 inside the first half. We have a chance just before half-time, but unfortunately, the free kick's overhit, and that's where the first half ended. So not too much in the way of opportunities for us to actually score in that first half. We did start the second half a little bit better though, as Awa playing into Bilalovic, who gives it to Milanovic, who lays it back to Redondo, but his effort is just narrowly wide/over. And then again, 69 minutes in, Jensen goes down the left-hand side, crosses into the middle, goes all the way through to Milanovic, and his header goes over the bar. So we're showing signs of actually trying to score, which is more than we did in the first half. And again, in the 75th minute, Bilalovic trying to shoot from range, but unfortunately, that ended up with the spectators in row Z. Final chance of the game comes in the 93rd minute. Keep the ball out on the left-hand side between Gore and Jensen. Gore turns back, gives it to Jensen, threatening to put it in the box, but it never actually comes. It gets switched out to the right-hand side with Devlin, who fires it into the box. Just as it looks like Ryan Fraser's going to get onto the end of it, his shot's blocked. And that's how the game finishes. 1 goal to the good for Monaco going into that second leg. So we've got all of the work to do. After that, we had our Scottish Cup game against Partick Thistle. So they obviously beat Rangers to play us in this round. And we rotate the team a little bit, bringing in some youngsters. And one of those youngsters, Mitchell Frame, repaying us straight away. The left back scoring inside the first half and then getting an assist. I'm not sure why it says no assist here for the Louis Barry goal, because it was definitely straight past from Frame before he hits it. Then on to the second half. Brenner gives it to Ayrton Moises, who cuts back on his left foot, goes past his man and is brought down, winning us a penalty in 55 minutes. The returning Liam Cullen, back from injury, makes no mistake from the spot, puts us 3-0 up. And then last chance of the game, 88 minutes in, Ayrton Moises on the right, cuts back on his left foot again, plays it into the middle, and Brenner's there to finish off and round out the scoring, giving us a 4-0 win and sending us into the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. Like I say, we played a couple of youngsters in that game, one of them being Mitchell Frame, who played really well. Being praised here from our assistant, Brian Kerr. And yeah, this is what it currently looks like. So he doesn't actually look particularly that great, to be honest. But he, as a homegrown player, obviously he fills that quota for the registration. So we'll see how he gets on. The fact that he can play pretty much anywhere on the left-hand side is a massive positive. And I'm sure he'll get chances going forward. Where he won't get a chance, however, is this game, as it's the second leg against Monaco. As you'll see from the lineup there, we're pretty much back to full strength, with Liam Cullen coming back in to go up top. Hopefully, he can make the difference and overturn this game against Monaco. Obviously, we're away from home as well in this one, so it's going to be made even more difficult. And 2 minutes in, if you remember this from the start, Monaco goes straight through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for us, it hits the post and comes back out. They have another chance after 10 minutes with Henrique shooting from range, but fortunately for us, firing over the bar and into the stands. Scoreline remains 1-0. And then 21 minutes in, Redondo intercepts the header, winning us the ball back. We keep the ball pretty nicely at the back, with Amaro sending it out wide to Jack Milne. He plays it forward to Balalovic, who goes down the right-hand side, putting our in. He cuts back on his left foot, plays it into the middle, and Liam Cullen's there to score and level this tie up. Straight from kick-off, though, obviously Monaco are going to be looking to get an instant reply. And they'll look at attacking down the right-hand side, but end up coming back. Vanderson looks like going past his man, but plays it back. And it goes to Eric Dyer in the middle, who shoots from miles out. And thankfully for us, it hits the post again, and nothing comes of it. The shot gets put out for a throw-in. And straight from that, we look at counter-attacking as Keskinen plays it out to the right with Awa. See if he can create anything. As he goes past his man, cuts back on his left though and decides to give it somebody else to see if they can do anything. Redondo plays it into the middle, but Cullen gets tackled. But we've still got possession as Brandon Williams goes down the left-hand side, goes past the defender, plays it into the middle, and Liam Cullen's there again to score and pick up right where he left off before the injury. And that is how the first half finished. So going into the second half, we are 1 goal up in the tie now. So as long as this scoreline stays the same or we don't concede a goal, we are going through to the quarterfinals of the European Conference League. Obviously, we're not going to just settle for that though. Going to look to try and score a couple more goals maybe, as Keskinen finds Howard down the left-hand side. He cuts back onto his right foot and gives it back to Williams. Gets it back again, then Keskinen to Amaro, and Amaro's shot is saved low down to the keeper's left to put it out for a corner. And then the last chance of the tie, we're going down the right with Milanovic, could hold it in the corner, doesn't, gets tackled, and a great chance for Monaco to counter-attack here. As Silak goes all the way down the left, goes into the box, crosses into the middle, and Beereth's effort is blocked and put out for a corner, which nothing comes from. And we go through, beating Monaco 2-1 on aggregate and overturning that first leg's 1-goal deficit. And we await to see who we play in the quarterfinals. Like I say, Cullen impressing for Aberdeen, straight back into the team from his injury. Yeah, I think he picked up a goal in the previous game and then was straight back into the starting lineup for this one after building up a bit of match sharpness in that game. And he certainly proved me right putting him in there, scoring the 2 goals that put us through. Now, Redondo, he's finally dropped his lack of game time concern. I'm not sure where that comes from, as he's played 34 starts this season with 2 sub-appearances and not many goals to show for it. But having a happy player is certainly a good thing. So we'll see how he gets on from there. Back into the league matches now. We've got St Johnstone up next as we're away from home against them. And we certainly don't mess about getting the first goal in this one, as Louis Barry obviously can't play in Europe. With a little Rabona cross, finds Auer in the middle, who makes no mistake, putting it in the back of the net. And then 36 minutes in, Louis Barry finding Cullen, plays it forward to Auer. His shot's deflected and goes straight to Redondo. And after I've just mentioned that he hasn't scored many goals for us, he gets a goal here. And to add to that, in the 45th minute, Louis Barry finds Nostar, who lays it back to Redondo, who shoots from the edge of the box, fires it into the corner, scores his second goal of the game, and I think he's actually doubled his total for the season now, going from 2 goals to 4. We didn't have it all our own way, though, as in the second half, St Johnstone threatened to mount a comeback with Stevie Mallon scoring a goal. It was a well-worked goal and a good finish. And then in the 74th, another goal with Housney, or Housney. No idea how you're supposed to say that. But fortunately for us, that's where the goal scoring finished and we win the game 4-2. So we keep winning and piling the pressure on, and Celtic appear to be crumbling. Only 1 point behind them now, as we're now 6 points in front of Rangers. Obviously, we've got the split coming up where we have to play Celtic in that. And yeah, they're going to need to pick up their form again if they want to win this title, as we are hot on their heels. You'll see from our recent form, our only loss in the last 20-odd games or so is that Monaco first leg where we lost 1-0. I think the last time we lost before that was still that Partizan game in the league stage. So we're looking pretty good. And Celtic, they lost this weekend against Hibs 3-1. And you'll see at the top, they've also lost against Falkirk recently. Another couple of draws as well. Obviously one against us and one against Dundee. So they're dropping points and they're going to need to start picking them up. Else we are going to be looking at taking the title for ourselves. So another positive note for the club is these youth prospects that we've got coming through. 3 elite prospects here. Chris Anderson, 15-year-old goalkeeper, He looks pretty good, fairly professional, so he's got a good personality as well. Next up, we got Andrew Payne, a striker. He looks like he could be all right. Physicals are not too bad at the moment. And then Gregor McNaughton. Not such great stats, but 20 determination. This guy is going to do all he can to get where he can. And then the moment we've been waiting for. We finally get the draw for the next round of the Conference League. And of course, it had to be. We get Aston Villa. Now, I say that, if you don't know, I am an Aston Villa fan. So that's why I say that. We draw them. They're also probably the hardest team left in the competition as well. Obviously, there's a couple of other good teams in there, but I would imagine these would have been right up there, if not the favourites to win it. And yeah, as we go into the quarterfinals, you'll see we've probably got the toughest draw. There's obviously Lazio and Sevilla both still there, but we could have easily drawn some of the other teams. Istanbul, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, and Blau-Weiß, maybe, from Austria. Yeah, certainly could have had an easier couple of games in this, but I guess to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And in this competition, Aston Villa are certainly that. So we've just knocked out Monaco. And next episode, it gets even bigger. Like I say, Aston Villa up next. And out of all the teams who could have drawn, it just had to be them. Next episode, we take them on. Do me a favour, if you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.